Open-plan homes look stunning in magazines. Bright, spacious, everyone together. But here's the uncomfortable truth. They don't always work. Yeah, you heard me right. Smells, noise, and mess can quickly turn your dream home into a daily frustration. So what's the better way, you might ask? Let's have a closer look. Hi everyone, I'm Lorenzo, your architect based in London and founder of Sentioni Architects. On this channel, I explore the way our homes define the way we live. And I concentrate on small spaces. One reason is because I live in one of those, and the other one is because I just love them. If you care about making your home more personal and livable, not just more stylish, then you are in the right place. So without further ado, let's dive in. The appeal of open plan in our homes is real. More light, better ventilation, and the feeling that the family life happens in one shared space. Almost like an office space, right? Very modern and airy. But the reality is that kitchens weren't always part of the living room. In fact, the story goes back thousands of years. In ancient settlements, life revolved around a fire at the center of the dwelling. It gave warmth, light, and food, and it was where families and communities gathered. This fire was the symbolic heart of the home. By the Middle Ages and early modern period, kitchens grew larger, but remained smoky, noisy, and dangerous. In wealthier homes, they were often in separate wings or even separate buildings, staffed by servants and hidden from the main rooms. In the 19th century, cities expanded, and middle-class apartments became common. Think of Paris Haussmannian blocks or New York brownstones. Kitchens moved inside the home and stayed quite small and enclosed. They were service rooms, tucked to the back with a door to keep smells and work out of sight. In the 1920s, modernist architects began to rethink the kitchen as a workspace. Margaret Schutte-Lihotzky's famous Frankfurt kitchen of 1926 treated it like a laboratory, compact, efficient, and scientific. Revolutionary for its time, but still separate from living spaces. After World War II, in the 1950s suburban boom, the cultural shift was dramatic. Servants were gone, houses were bigger, and families wanted to spend time together. Kitchens started to open into dining areas, creating first family rooms. By the 1960s and 70s, open plan became a design ideal. Magazines like House Beautiful and developers such as Joseph Eichler in California popularized the great room, one large, flowing space combining kitchen, dining, and living. It looked modern, it photographed beautifully, and yes, it was actually cheaper to build. You see where I'm coming from? It did work very well. In fact, today it's very hard to find an apartment that doesn't have a kitchen right in the living room. But here's the thing, because something became the default, doesn't mean it's always the best solution for how we live today. In reality, based on my experience, my personal experience and the one of my clients, many people find open living harder than they thought. Smells travel everywhere, don't they? Even the best extractor can't stop last night's fried fish or garlic pasta from sneaking into the sofa cushions. Then there's the noise. The dishwasher humming, the TV competing with conversation, someone cooking while another person tries to read. It all collides in one room. When your kitchen is part of your living space, pots and pans become part of the decor. Unless you're one of those perfectly tidy people, like me. No, I'm joking. Nobody is tidy all the time, okay? Forget about those beautiful, perfectly tidy pictures in magazines. They are staged. Open plan living can look beautiful, the light, the openness, but it's not always practical. It can leave you feeling distracted, cluttered, and even stressed. And that's where the paid partner, BetterHelp, comes in. Because the way our homes are designed doesn't just shape how we live, it shapes how we feel. If you ever felt overwhelmed by your environment, you're not alone. You see, sometimes we all need help to create boundaries, whether that's with someone or with something. Not just in our spaces, but in our minds too. BetterHelp makes therapy simple and accessible. You can talk to a credentialed therapist from the comfort of your home. Forget about waiting rooms and no commutes. It's flexible, affordable, and tailored to you. I've used BetterHelp myself, and I've found it instrumental to giving me access to very good credentialed therapists. If you'd like to try it, my viewers get 10% off the first month. I will leave all the links in the description of this video. So go and check it out. Remember to take care of your mind the same way you take care of your home. Both should be places where you feel calm, safe, and supported. Okay, now that I've told you that I'm not a big fan of open space living, you might want to know what the solution could be, right? So one solution is the semi-open kitchen. You still get light, connection, and that feeling of space. However, in a very much enclosed space, which you can, close off when you don't need it. For example, for this project here, I thought about closing the kitchen when not in use. Therefore, I designed this concertina door made of timber. I really like the oak color, which I think goes very well with the sage green of the cabinets. In some modern apartments, some architects also like to use dwarf walls or framed openings that keep spaces connected without fully merging them. I think this solution is really the best of both worlds. It's flexible and adaptable. You see, sometimes the old way is still the best way, so a fully separated kitchen. I actually realized that this is just a feature of 3-4 bedroom apartments, at least in London, and I think it's probably the same in the US, but let me know in the comments if it's different. For fully separated kitchen, I don't mean a very tiny dark room at the back of the house. I mean a livable kitchen, big enough for a table, to host family dinners or impress guests with your cooking skills. In smaller apartments, this could translate into a gate-leg table, like the IKEA Norden, for example. I think you now realize that that's my favorite one. Sorry for repeating that a bit often in my videos, but I really love it. When designed well, a separate kitchen doesn't really cut you off anything. It actually gives you more freedom, trust me. Freedom from smells and noises, and freedom to enjoy your living room as a true living space. Okay, now follow me, I'm gonna show you some plans with my iPad. Let's say that you have this nice open plan living room. Very typical in London, so let me show you what can be done. As you can see, the kitchen is tucked in one corner. It's bright, don't get me wrong, but it's also a single, noisy, messy space. Now let's draw option 1. A semi-open kitchen. By adding, for example, a glass partition like a crystal window or a sliding door, we can separate the kitchen just enough to block smells and noise while still sharing light and keeping a visual connection. You can cook, don't worry, but still feel part of the room. And now let's have a look at option 2, a fully separate kitchen. But not the tiny closed-off kitchens of the past, okay? In here, the kitchen is big enough for a dining table, a real place to gather, cook and host. If your space is actually tighter than this, don't worry, even a simple gateway table, as I said before, can turn it into welcoming dining areas. Did you see how a simple room can be transformed into something more livable and enjoyable? I think flexibility in this instance, it's about giving yourself more choices and not the rigidity that you don't need, really. No one does. The uncomfortable truth of open plan living is that it does look amazing, but it isn't always the most livable. And it is uncomfortable, isn't it? I've always believed that the best homes do not follow a single formula. The key is always to allow for maximum flexibility and to design around your needs. Because remember, I love saying this, your home should adapt to you, not the other way around. Thanks to all of you for watching the video and to BetterHelp for sponsoring it. Now I'd really want to know what you think about open plan living. Is it the best solution for you, or do you prefer having the kitchen completely separate? Just let me know in the comments below. I'd like to turn this into a debate where every opinion counts. And I love to see your comments, genuinely. I believe some of them are actually inspiring to me and to others. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And if you've got a project in mind or you'd like me to redesign your home, don't be shy, reach me out, I'll leave all the links in the description below. Until the next one, ciao.